Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to this space of Creative Living Fellowship that we know as the Monday Practice with Reverend Jorge. I'm Reverend Jorge, and I welcome you, all of you, and I'm very, very grateful that all of you are here watching us live or in stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This space is actually created to explore different types of spiritual practices that help us to go through the day. I know there are many famous spiritual practices like meditation, mantras, yoga, and prayer. And they are super wonderful and practices and or visioning that we can do it all the time. But there are sometimes moments of our lives that we are in the middle of life and we need to recenter, come back to ourselves, or we want to explore different types of spiritual practice like we're doing this month, where we it's not just about it being the silence, it's more an active like they have a participation between us and God. So, but the idea of this is to explore all of them and to get a big booklet, a big file of spiritual practice that can help us to grab it in the moments that we need it so we can actually all the time be centered in our reality, in our real self, in our real presence. So this is a gift that we are doing here, and I'm very grateful for all of you here. And let me see what we're doing. Yes, we have some people in the chat. We have Sharon, you did it. Glad you are here. I'm glad too. Thank you, thank you. And if you want to say hello, everyone is here. We will see you in the chat. So this month is being all around finding your purpose, finding and the theme of the month is being the new beginnings, to direct our lives to a new beginning. And so, in that way, we are being using one spiritual practice called the Lectio Divina. Lectio Divina is it's a practice, it's a traditional practice, a monastic practice that started back in the 1600s or prior, where the monks of the time and the nuns, they start to develop a practice where every in that time was sacred readings, but this is applied to everything. So that you can use it as a way to communicate with God, with the spirit, with the universe. So they found that not just by reading, if from an academic standpoint to learn something or to get information or things like that, we also can go into this reading in a more contemplative way, and find a message hiding for us and a message direct for us. Now, Lectio Divina, right now, because we are in the 21st century, it's expanded. It could be to sacred books, sacred readings, but at the same time, you can use it in with art, like here, or a meme in Facebook, or a billboard that you find it, or it's a song as a music as well. Everything can help you with the Lectio Divina. The idea of the Lectio Divina is just to take the idea, take the picture, take the song, take the lyrics of the song, take the music, including the vibration that you are, take the art expression, take the paragraph, the statement on the meme, and just take it into your heart and ask yourself, what is this for me? What is saying something to me? What is my guidance there? What is? It's like a question to God, and it start these communications. So that way, all the sacred writings, all the sacred texts, all the beautiful art, everything, it start to have a communication with. It's kind of a God's life, a God's expression through us, all around us, and we just need is to stop and listen, and not listen just with our ears, but listen with our souls. So that is basically the Lectio Divina in this time. We have another person here, which is Krista Luck. Good evening, Krista. Good to see you. And so, in a practice for this month, following the concept of finding your purpose, which is the theme of the year for Creator Loving Fellowship, and for the month it was a new beginnings. We've been using this sermon by the sea in a Silomar and from Ernest Holmes in 1959. Ernest Holmes, who is Ernest Holmes? Ernest Holmes is the founder of religious science or science of mind, which is actually the principles and basic that we use here at Creator Living Fellowship in Phoenix, Arizona. So this sermon is actually was in Silomar is a place where they used to get together all the science of mind and New Thought people. And Ernest Holmes was this last sermon before a few years before he passed away. So it was kind of his way to pass his knowledge, pass his purpose, pass and invite everyone to start a new beginning from the perspective of religious science. So that's why it's a beautiful text. It's a beautiful text to read. It's full of great ideas and it's perfect for Lectio Divina. So you may ask, where could I find this document? I've been cited all the time. We are given to you in a very, very rare. So if you go to our website at Creator Living Fellowship, you can actually, I'll move this here. You can go to our website and in the blur about the Monday practice, in the bottom, you will find the Sermon by the Sea PDF file. This file, it's open for everyone. It comes from this Science of Mind archives. So it's actually when infringing anything is actually appropriate for everyone, so we can read and get inspired by Ernest Holmes. So yesterday, last Sunday, the thing was looking back, looking forward, and it was exposed by Reverend Jerry Troyer. Very, very good thought. I'd invite you to watch the video. If you miss it, it's a wonderful talk. And it is actually, it fits so perfectly with the theme of the month and we have doing here in Monday practice. And it's so accelerating how we're going to conclude that with looking back and looking forward. So this is what actually Ernest Holmes was doing through the Sermon by the Sea all around. And before we finish this, I just want to invite everyone to give. It's, if you are very grateful to be in this time, to be part of the Creator Loving Fellowship, to be part of the Monday practice, to enjoy all the activities that we do online here at Creator Loving Fellowship, I invite you to share your love, to share all of this wonderful experience, and by donating. So you can use your PayPal or PayPal button, or you can text your donation as well. So the information is in the chat and it will be remain in the comments downstairs. And at the same time, part of the love as well is to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to their channel, and get all the notifications. And if you want to share something wonderful, and afterwards you can leave a comment down below in Facebook, on YouTube, and I for sure I respond and will be sharing and will be very, very grateful and very happy to read you. So this is almost the time to start, and let me back to this on the 10th. So that's my slide. So before we start, before we move, I just invite you to take a deep breath. Sometimes we're just so busy in our minds, busy of trying to live, which is actually living is just all right. Is we are here. That's what we're doing. And just breathing is to remind us how wonderful is this experience. How wonderful is this experience. So I invite you, all of you, to take a deep breath. And with every breath, just release all the energy, all the ideas that you bring from the past, from 1 hour and 1 minute ago. Enjoy this moment. Enjoy your presence. Reconnect with that presence. Remember, we're going to do Lecture Divina, which is trying to communicate with God through the ideas, through the systems that we have right now, books, memes, um, information online, music, art. We have such a rich experience that God can use us to inspire us, to motivate us, to guide us. So basically, this is like the old wisdom say, here, love, I am here. Just open your heart, take a deep breath, and another deep breath. And let's start. Let me put some music. And remember, this is from the Sermon by the Sea by Ernest Holmes in 1959. Everything that lives proclaims God, the glory of God. Every person who exists manifests the life of God. Breathe that very slow and ask to yourself, what resonates with me? What statement, what word, what set of words, what resonates, what makes me vibrate? That's God's concept, that's God's idea, God's vision for you. Everything that lives proclaims the glory of God. Every person who exists manifests the life of God. Take a deep breath on that. Everything that lives proclaims the glory of God. Every person who exists manifests the life of God. So there is no space where is not God. There is there is no individual, despite of their choices, decisions, and action that we call bad. All is manifest in the life of God, the glory of God. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and recognize the connection, the union, the oneness that we are always alive with ourselves. Take another deep breath. There is one spirit in which we live, one mind by which we think, one body of which we are a part. There is one spirit in which we live, one mind by which we think, one body of which we are part. We are part of God. Take a deep breath on that. Take a deep breath. There is one spirit in which we live, one mind by which we think, one body by which we are part. We are not separated. Although we think that we are bodies, things, all of us separated, but we are not. We are made by the same dust of the universe when the star from the Big Bang. We are sharing our atoms, the same air we are breathing, all the same air around the world. We are made by the same essence, by the same presence. This is an invitation to see our oneness, our union with all of us. In this moment, here, right now, all of us, we are one. Beyond the pain, beyond the happiness, beyond the sorrow, beyond the sadness, beyond the glory, beyond the joy, no matter where we are, here, right now, we are one. Take a deep breath. Jesus just said that. Is the Father good pleasure to give you the kingdom? Why don't you take it? Why you don't take it? Of course, God's good pleasure is to give us the kingdom, which is the joy, the plenty, the love, the freedom, the peace that all of us we are. That's already given and granted. It's up to us to take it, to claim it. And how we claim it? By recognizing that we are part of God. There is nothing else to do, that we don't need to do or must. Just know our oneness. The kingdom of heaven is not for just for me, it's for all of us. Because all of us, we are the kingdom. We are God. We are one. Take a deep breath. And we back, and Ernest Holmes said, Jesus said that there is nothing but good. Why don't believe it? Holding in that two questions. Why you don't take the gift of God? Why don't believe in it? Rest in that two questions right now. Why we don't believe in the good of God? Why we don't take the good of God? This is the way we check from the past. We don't take it. We don't believe it because we are looking always backwards, trying to create from the back, from the past, the future. But it's actually here right now, when we recognize that we are one with God, that's the stone to build our new direction, our new future, our new purpose. Take a deep breath and hold that ideas. And here is the challenge that Ernest Holmes wants to leave us for this month of February. Find me one person who no longer has any fear of the universe, God, man, of anything else. Can we be that person? This is his last statement. If you remember last week, it was find me 1,000 people. Now this is find me one. Because all of us, we are one. That one. Present the idea of what is to not live any longer with fear. Fear of our life, fears of the universe, fear of the world, fear of economy, fear of our relationships, fear of the dark, fear of the sun, of anything else. Find me one person who no longer has any fear of the universe, God, man, or anything else. That sounds a good purpose. Releasing the fears. Releasing the fears. Take another deep breath right now. And continue with the idea. Ernest said, you will have brought someone. Remember, the one who lives without fear. You will have brought someone in whose presence we may sit and fear shall vanish. This is the union. This is the oneness. If every one of us start living with purpose of releasing the fears, by recognizing that we are one with God, we're with that presence that heals, that encourages, that empower, and all the fears shall vanish. It's a beautiful invitation. I think it's an invitation that God through Ernest for us through the time. And continue saying, find me someone who has redeemed me, his own soul, and he or she shall become my redeemer. Back again. It's an invitation that not just do all this spiritual work, all this calling for own or little purpose, for own little satisfaction, but to be the presence that banishes fears and that redeems others from their fears, from their limitations, from their littleness. I hope your heart is saying yes. Yes, that's me. Take a deep breath. And Ernest continues saying, find me someone who has given all that he has in love without morbidity. Wow. Strong statement. What is that for you? We always tend to say to God, take this pain, take this suffering, take this fear from me. But we're never willing to give to God or happiness or good moments. We think they're personal, they are mine. But we know that God lives in us, that we are here expressing the glory of God. So all is God. And this is so beautiful. When you give all the things that you love, you will have found the lover of my soul, because he or she will have revealed to me the nature of God. God is always love and is always giving everything that God has loved. Because that's the purpose of our life. Expand and extend love. That's to reveal the nature of God through us. Is to love all the things that we love, and also to love all the things that we don't like much. Because that's our nature. To love. To love. Let's take a deep breath on that. And this is how Ernest Holmes finished the sermon. This is what religious science stands for. It stands for our union with God, for recognizing that all is God, that everything is bringing God and the glory of God, that every one of us, that one, which her purpose is to live without fear, to give just love as its nature, as our nature, and to help others to see that love and to release the fear. Yes, this may take many ways to be manifested. There is not only one way. You don't need to be a minister, practitioner. Good that you do it. But it's just by knowing that you are standing in the principles of religious science, recognizing or oneness, recognizing the perfection, the joy, the plenty, the freedom, the love that we are, that we share, that we are a core and everything. This was a month of great invitations from Ernest for a beginnings. Yes, we had dreams, we have ideas of purpose, gifts. But on the core of everything and the foundation of everything is the invitation to live in the presence, to live in the truth that we are. Now let's take a deep breath. I know it's a strong words. And no lecture divina is so beautiful. I really encourage you to download the Sermon by the Sea and keep it for close to yourself and read it and read it. When you don't find purpose, when you don't find where to start, there's Ernest Holmes bringing I've sensed from God to you. I made the answers be there. Just we need to listen, to read, to bring it to our hearts. Take a deep breath and another deep breath. And if you're curious about the music that we use today, here's the information. You can enjoy it. And I'm very grateful for all of you to be here tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for being with me all this month of February. Short one, but powerful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope to see you next month, next Monday. And will we discover another practice? Maybe we go deeper. I don't know yet where it's coming, but I know it will be revealed. So thank you all of you. I appreciate all your support, and we are done here. We are oh our time is here in morning. uh, Monday practice with Reverend Jorge. I'm already ready for tomorrow's meditation. So good to see you. Good to see you, and hope to see you tomorrow in meditations and next Monday and in Sunday service. Have a good day, everyone, and take a rest. And take your heart all the message that we have been exploring during this month. Take your heart. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.